Hey guys, we're back for a
Why am I wearing these?
little video. I don't know, he's wearing my glasses. It's not going to help your headache. Well, actually, I don't know, it might. They're blue light
They
blocking
didn't
glasses.
hurt anything.
They're not like actual glasses.
Blue light blocking, so when that turns blue, I shouldn't be able to see them?
No, it just,
No, that's still blue.
they're invisible blue rays that come and hurt your eyes when you're looking at a screen for too long. It's helping you.
You're an idiot.
Even though you can't tell that it's helping you.
Anyway.
Point is, so we're doing a little bit of a special, different video here today.
It's just something we're going to do regularly.
Yeah, we're going to come up with... So Dachi has come up with a list of questions to ask me. And they're would you rather. And from what I could tell, I believe they're mostly pop culture themed or superhero themed.
They're mainly superhero themed, but...
With a few twists, I guess. I don't know these questions.
I did not tell him.
He came up with them, put them on a notepad on his phone, and I have no idea what they are. I was looking at comic books, so I guess we'll dive right in with question number 1 because I'm kind of curious.
I've got them wrote down in 5, but I'm just going to go because I think I'm going to save this first one for last, maybe.
Okay.
We'll go with something simple. Would you rather be a wizard or a Jedi? We're talking like Harry Potter wizard here.
Okay, so we're talking full on chosen one of the Force or chosen one of the
Scar.
The Scar. The Scar. But you don't have to have a scar. You're just like a wizard, like a well-trained
you're just a wizard.
master wizard.
You're either, pretty much. You're either
enrolled into Hogwarts or enrolled into the Jedi Temple Academy type thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, I'm not going to answer these because these were what I come up with, so whatever. I'm going to let him do the answer.
Yeah, I'll give my thoughts and answer, but I still would like to know your thought process.
We'll have a little discussion about it.
Man, it's hard.
I really didn't think this was going to be that hard for you.
Here's the thing. I'm a new Harry Potter fan. Like I just recently, I think last year before last, watched all the movies for. Well, here I don't want to say for the first time. I watched the first 4 back when I was like in middle school or high school. I watched the first 4 movies, but I never did finish like the actual whole series and stuff until a couple years ago. So 5, 6, 7, and 8 I didn't watch until 2 years ago for the first time. But I've still become quite a big Harry Potter fan, and I love the lore and the universe and the world building, but I am an older Star Wars fan, I am a longer Star Wars fan, and I've often said in the whole, like, if you could live in any universe or world, where would it be? And I've always said the Star Wars universe, because my whole thing on it is, you see these things on Facebook all the time, where it's like, would you rather live in the Marvel universe, the DC universe, the Harry Potter universe, or the Star Wars universe? Now, on those questions, it just says which world do you want to live in. My problem is, if you live in the Marvel universe, you're not guaranteed that you're going to have superpowers. You're just in that universe. It's just, unless freak accident spider bites you or you sign up for experimental testing from the government, you're not guaranteed superpowers. So then you're just living in a town that's being attacked every day by supervillains and having to depend on the Avengers to come save you, or the X-Men or the Guardians, while you watch and live your normal day-to-day life until your job or your livelihood gets blown up. And kind of the same thing, like, and here's the thing, that logic still applies even to the Star Wars and Harry Potter universe, where I'm like, well, just because you live in the Harry Potter world, you're not guaranteed to get your letter. Just because you live in the Star Wars universe, you're not guaranteed to be a Jedi. But in this Star Wars, in this case,
you are
going to be one of the other.
But I understand, and I like where you're going.
My logic is in the Star Wars universe. I've always said that. Even in the one where it doesn't specify, I've always said Star Wars because there's still more jobs, more planets, more sights and creatures and stuff to see. And I still kind of feel that way about being a Jedi. Now, the only downside here is, and I'm going to have to ask for clarification, and I'm sorry.
Oh, it's fine.
What era are we talking here?
Before Order 66. Like, the Order 66 is a long time from
I get that, but I mean, like, are we right before that, or like Old Republic? Like, so here's my issue, because my biggest thing,
the high tide of the Jedi.
Obviously, I am a family guy. I have a wife and kid on the way and stuff. So, like, one thing that I have never really fully agreed with the Jedi Code is emotional attachments, and that even in the comics and the books, which I know the books are no longer technically canon, some of them, but even the show touches on, and some of the movies touches on emotional attachments. But in the comics, Luke straight up gets married and co-runs his Jedi Academy with his Jedi wife, and like it's fine, right? Like nobody bats an eye. But obviously, if you're around like Anakin and Obi-Wan's age and Yoda's age, they're just like, "Hey, yo, you can't be doing that," and I don't need that kind of restrictions on my life.
Well, it would definitely be the Jedi that believe you can't be attached. We would go to that era.
Okay, so I'd have to do like a gray Jedi kind of red.
Yeah, you'd have to be
Qui-Gon thing, because
I mean, technically, Obi-Wan had a woman.
Yeah, he just kept
Mara.
everything hush hush.
Was it Mara?
Mara was Luke's woman. So here's the thing.
I can't remember Obi-Wan's.
So Obi-Wan in the books, in the what they call now the extended universe or the extra universe, expanded universe. That's what it was. That they no longer consider canon. In those books, he fell in love with a fellow Jedi named Siri Tachi. And him and Siri had feelings for each other and admitted it and all that stuff, but then they knew that it was wrong, so they didn't see each other for like a long time. Then when he was training Anakin, that was when they were Padawans. Then when he was training Anakin, her new Padawan and him and Anakin had to go on a mission together. And that's when they kind of, all those old feelings got brought back up. Then she got murked by a Mandalorian guy, and Obi-Wan kind of went ape crap and about killed him, but at the last second kind of pulled that reserve, like, control over himself and tried to use that as a lesson for Anakin and in showing him what happens. This is why we don't have emotional attachments. Of course, we all know that went out the window real fast.
Oh, yeah.
Because should I fail to mention, Padme was with them during this as well. But anyhow, since those were no longer relevant or canon, the whole Siri Tachi thing just kind of got lost in the wind. But in the TV show, The Clone Wars, which is considered canon, there is a whole thing where apparently Obi-Wan, back when he was younger, had a bit of a romance and a love for, and I think she's an ambassador for a planet that I think her name was Serene or Sistine or something Sabine maybe. I can't remember, but she gets killed too. Darth Maul kills her in front of Obi-Wan to kind of get back at him. So, but moral of the story, long-winded just to say Star Wars universe still, even though.
So you'd be a Jedi.
I'd be a Jedi.
Okay.
Because it's still
right.
just
next one. Let's go down. You mentioned master and pupil with the Star Wars thing. Would you rather have Zordon or Charles Xavier for a mentor? So I'm really pulling at the strings on this.
Here's the thing, and this is another one I'm going to debate to death. My nerd, you're really pulling my nerd strings out here, okay? So anyone who knows me knows I love X-Men. I do. I love the X-Men so very much. It's one of my favorite teams, universes, heroes, everything. It's just, I could go on forever talking about X-Men and the different characters and my love for it. But because I love the X-Men and know the X-Men so well, I also know Xavier's done some really crappy things. Now don't get me wrong, he's done some good things. He has done some good mentoring things, but he's also done some really crappy mentoring things. He's done some really shady stuff and not on the upfront. And I do love the Power Rangers. And Zordon, now to my knowledge, again, I've not read a lot of the Power Rangers comics, I will admit. My knowledge of the Power Rangers is from the TV shows, from Mighty Morphin all the way up through, I think, SPD, maybe? Maybe 2 or 3 after that one. Still, I gotta go Zordon. Because Zordon just, he was just that beacon of light, literally and figuratively. He was just a giant beacon of light.
That's fair.
But yeah, it's just, Zordon seemed to, like, I don't remember many times when he actually, like, lied to them or betrayed their trust like Xavier did with some of the X-Men.
That's fair, that's fair. Alright. Same universes. Would you rather be a Power Ranger or a mutant? not any specific mutation either. It could be anything. At least with a Power Ranger, you know what you're getting.
Oh, I know. Yeah, no. I've done.
So you don't know what you're getting on the mutant.
Go.
You said I would have to explain a little. I figured I'd go ahead and explain that one out.
Yeah.
You don't know what your mutation is. So would you rather be a Power Ranger or a mutant?
Oh, definitely still a Power Ranger because that's just it. Like,
I figured that'd be a quick
being a fan. Yeah, being a fan. I've seen the upside and the downside to mutant abilities. Looking at Rogue and Wolverine for the downside. Well, even Scott for the downside. Like, which goes back to the Professor Xavier thing. Scott could have controlled his way quicker. But still, aside from that. But, yeah, with Power Ranger, you just get the really cool suit, and you just got to be a teenager with attitude. So I'm aged out of that.
Well, Power Rangers, which is a little known fact, because people don't even think about it. Power Rangers, technically, when they get their powers, their body changes. Yeah. They get super strength, not like super speed as in the Flash. But
yeah, it's kind of like a Captain America type thing. It's like a super soldier type deal.
A lot of people don't realize that because they just think of them, oh, well, they're not Power Rangers till they morph, and that's not true.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Here's a vehicle one for you. Would you rather have the whole arsenal of Bat vehicles or the Blackbird from X-Men? The Blackbird is pretty cool.
I know. Honestly, I think I gotta go Blackbird. Because, see, that is where my X-Men nerd, and I'm just like, dude.
But the Bat vehicles, you got the Batwing, you got the Batmobile.
The Batmobile is pretty sick. I do like the Batmobile, but...
See, I, in my personal opinion, would pick the Bat vehicles because he's got one for everything. He's probably got a Bat spaceship.
Yeah, but I still want the Blackbird. This is just where that bias. Like, here's the thing. Practically,
you are biased in that, but I'm biased too.
Practically, yeah, it makes more sense that you have something that can turn into a car, a plane, and the boat all in one, like the old Tonka truck commercials that try to advertise to us. It can go on land. It can go in the water. But it's just, I mean, the X-Jet, man.
All right, the last one, and this is one that there is no good answer here because you're destroying the world either way.
Oh, no.
Would you rather work for Cyberdine, who made Skynet, or work for Umbrella?
This is a hard one. Now, this is the one I got to think about. Because, like, I'm trying to think if either of these two companies have had any applications or anything in their past that at least would redeem me in any sort of way, or anything I can do to redeem. Because, see, like, I could be the guy that works for one of these companies and then puts in like a fail-safe switch or something, but...
Well, see, you're working for them under the... Okay, let's change it just a little bit.
Okay.
You're working for them. You don't know what's going to happen.
Oh, I'm working for them, not know. But see that.
But you know that one's working for artificial intelligence,
and
one's working for.
Bioweapons.
Well, they're working to cure sicknesses.
That's true. But see, that's where it gets kind of like. Here's my problem. The problem is
I feel like the people, like, let's just have a discussion about this.
Yes.
I feel like the people that work for Cyberdine had no idea what was going to happen. They were, even the higher-ups in that, had no idea that Skynet was going to go off the rocker. People in Umbrella knew what was going on.
Did they?
Most of them knew, especially the higher-ups. Well, they knew that they were trying to make these weapons of destruction.
But like you said, if I was
if you were just a lackey,
a grunt, yeah, if I was just like a lab or a floor guy, if I was like call center rep, like I do now, I do call center rep. If I was just answering the calls for Umbrella, thank you for calling Umbrella Corporation. How may I direct your call?
Zombie ward, please.
We're being eaten alive. That's 4-3. I'll direct you right away. You know. But then there's Cyber. Thank you for calling Cyberdine Technologies. How may I direct your call? My microwave is trying to eat me. That's floor 4. I'll direct it right away. I mean, like, it is choosing the lesser of
like
evil.
I said.
So let me unpack this for you. Okay, here's where my brain's at, right? I have an unhealthy mistrust, even in real life, of artificial intelligence and robots of any kind. You're saying like the people in Cyberdine had no idea what was going on. I'm telling you right now, I don't know that we even have a real Cyberdine, but I'm already suspicious and predicting robot uprising.
Well, I mean,
if I'm working for an AI tech company, you better believe I'm sitting there thinking like,
have you not seen that one robot? It's a female.
Yes, dude.
Talks.
Yes, I've seen all these new robots. I've been keeping up on it because I'm woke to this kind of thing. The robot uprising is real and it's happening and it's upon us. I feel like if I'm working for a pharmaceutical company like Umbrella, that would be like working for Tylenol. Right? Like you're working for Tylenol and all you know is you just make pain relievers. You literally make something that takes for a headache.
Let's sweeten it then.
Okay.
You're a higher up. Which one do you want to work for? Umbrella or Cyberdine? You know what the heck's going on.
Well, my problem is with that, and even in the grunt thing, my first thought when you first asked me this question was my survivability rate when things go to crap. Because both companies we know inevitably do. But Cyberdine.
You would go Cyberdine.
Even because of that. Here's the thing. Here's my problem. Even knowing that my mistrust, I've already put out my mistrust for the robot uprising. But the survivability rate with Umbrella is almost zero.
Is it though?
How many of the Resident Evil games?
Let's not look at the movies. Let's not look at the movies because they're BS.
Games.
There's a lot more people survived in the games than there were in the Terminator movies. If you think about it, because if you watch the last Terminator movie, which people are saying isn't canon, but whatever.
I've not seen it, but
well, let's put it this way: there's a Terminator that can literally infect humans and cause them to become like this weird
But then I'm just
biological
abducted into the mold. In the zombie world, I'm going to get my flesh and insides ripped out and then still become one of them.
Unless you're like lucky like Chris and Leon.
Do I look like Chris or Leon to you?
No, you do not.
In our 20 years of friendship, have I ever given any indication that I possess the skill set?
Well, how are you going to get away from the murderous robots?
Oh, I'm just going to act. Again, I'm going to act like that stupid grunt that I am. Or if I am a higher up, I'm just going to be like, look, I can help you. I'm going to smooth. That's just it. I can smooth talk.
But Skynet doesn't want anybody.
I can smooth talk my way with robots.
Skynet has never once.
But they can have intelligent conversations. All I got to do is find my Sonny. I got to find a Sonny. Now, you may not understand this reference because you don't watch a lot of movies. But for those of you out there that know who Sonny is, he's from iRobot, right? He was the one robot helped Will Smith get out of all this. Of course, I think he ended up turning on him too. It's been a long time so much iRobot. I just dug myself a hole. Point is, I just got to convince one of these guys. But you can't convince a zombie. Well,
you can't convince Skynet either. Skynet wants until there is zero population, Skynet will not be happy.
Exactly. But you know what? I can run and hide a lot easier from robots, I think, than zombies.
Robots are going to be able to scan the premise and know where you're at.
Then I go somewhere off the grid, man. You go off the grid.
Where are you going to go? They drop nukes everywhere else. Which means if they drop nukes everywhere else, you can't go in these areas because they're irradiated.
Also, let's look at the time frame on these. Okay, I'd like to look at the time frame on these. The Skynet future where the robot uprising, and even then, you still got John Connor. You're forgetting about John Connor, sir.
That's why you need to watch the last movie.
the people to salvation and in heroism and just... But also, there is still people alive, a revolution that's going on. Join the revolution. In Resident Evil, you're right. It's just... all you've got is like these super agents and superhero people. How many normal people you see walking around in Resident Evil? You don't see any. It's always you got like your main character like Chris or Leon or Claire or Ada, and you're just dropped into a city where everyone else is zombies. I'm one of those zombies. Guess what? That means I've already been chewed apart, ripped apart, and turned into one of those. Now I've got to get shot in the head by Chris or Leon.
That should be a pleasure and a privilege for you.
I gotta die twice.
I think it'd be better than getting your skin flayed by a freaking robot.
How do you know they're gonna flay you? Most of them, it's just a quick, easy. Like the one dude, he's got like a giant spike. He just right through your face. That's instant death.
It depends on if you're trying to demoralize the troops. If I was a robot and I knew that there was a revolution...
Killing me faster or slower is not going to do anything for the troops. Believe you me. It ain't demoralizing anybody. Man, well, that sucks.
If I have 20 people, all right, and they're all like, yeah, we're going to stop everything from happening and we're going to stand up. And I take one person and I like chop their fingers off one at a time and then chop the wrist off and you just watch them get dismembered, you're going to be like, you know what, this is starting to seem like a way worse idea than what we had. You know, maybe it wouldn't be so bad just to go home and not try and fight against this robot thing and wait till our turn with the nukes.
I'm not important enough. Zombies only care about flesh and body, and I've got plenty of that for them to gnaw on. For the robots, I'm not important enough to spend that much time on.
I'm just saying, if they need to demoralize your group,
I don't have a group.
If you're part of the resistance, that's a group.
If I'm part of the resistance, I'm on John Connor's side, and we're gonna win. It's a winning side. You join the winning side,
and they're gonna flay you right in front of the rest of your little resistance.
Connor will save me. If not him, Kyle Reese.
You're putting too much faith in that. Kyle Reese is a child in the start of most of this.
In the first movie, he's played by
in the
Michael
first movie,
Biehn.
he's an older gentleman.
Yes.
But whenever John Connor,
technically he's John Connor's dad.
He is John Connor's dad, but in the future, before he gets sent back in time, he's a child when John Connor first meets him.
That's kind of weird. This one's this weird time travel
thing. We talked about that
earlier.
Yeah. I hate time travel.
Time travel. Like you send your own dad back in time to create you. Like that's some real Marty McFly messed up kind of stuff.
How did? Let's talk about that. How did that even? I didn't even think about it.
I've got to rewatch it because I can't remember how he words it. I can't remember how he words it. He gives him a picture of his mom. And he tells him, you have to protect her to ensure that I am born. But I don't think he actually tells him that he's his dad. Because Kyle Reese, I don't think, knows that he is her. I think he thinks that what they do is just going to be a one-night stand. And then she'll go on and meet John Connor's actual father. Because Connor, I don't think, I need to rewatch it. Maybe we'll do a Terminator marathon. I don't think that he told him he was his dad. He didn't have that Luke Darth Vader moment.
No, but in the future, he knows Kyle Reese is his dad. He may not told
Kyle
Connor
Reese. Knows. That's
Connor knows.
Connor knows. I don't think Kyle Reese knows.
This went on a tangent. Wow, my head hurts now.
You had a good question there. That's a good question.
I told you that's what I was saving for the last. God, I hate time travel, man.
It doesn't make sense.
I'm my own grandpa.
It's Futurama right there. I know what you're doing there.
I love Futurama.
I know that reference.
So
I've been watching enough Simpsons right now. I've seen episodes of Futurama, but right now we're going through dedicated watching Simpsons, and we're almost caught up. And when we do, we're going to go watch Futurama because we just watched the Simpsons and Futurama crossover episode not too long ago.
I didn't even know it was a thing.
Yeah, Bender comes back from the future, and he's got to kill Homer because apparently they know that one of Homer and Marge's kids ends up unleashing like all these demon spawns and aliens in future. No, it was Bart.
Oh,
because he put some kind of molded food or something that also had like his DNA on it somehow into a time capsule. And apparently in the future when they open it, it turns into like this mutant race of Bart demons. So the whole thing is they got to go back in time and kill Homer or Bart or one of them to prevent it. But obviously they're like, don't kill us. Let's just get the time capsule dug up. It's a whole big thing. And then they end up having a second part of it, or secondary part of the episode, where the Simpsons go to the future to help them try to stop the Bart demon things.
Well, that's weird.
Very fascinating.
I think I'd just work for Umbrella.
I mean, that's fair.
Because, I mean, in the games, all these bioweapons Raccoon City was the only place destroyed.
Probably pays better.
Well, I'm not even talking pay. I'm just like
I gotta think about it. I got a family to feed, and I ain't talking. I ain't got a family to feed to the zombies. I just got a family to feed food.
Well, I'm just thinking, in the games, in the movies, obviously the whole world goes to crap.
Yeah.
But in the games, Raccoon City gets nuked, and that's the end of it. Up until the C virus shows, or the Lost Plagas virus shows up in 4. Because 1, 2, and 3 all take place in Raccoon City. Or the mountains right there next to it.
Here's my question to you. Which one do you think has a better, retirement package? Or like a laid off package, whatever that's called? Separation package, a severance package. Because soon as...
Skynet or Cyberdine? Or Cyberdine or Umbrella?
Yeah, who has a better severance package?
I'd assume Umbrella.
Okay, because my thinking on it is, as soon as I do find out it's all going to crap, I'm just out of there, right? I just leave. And then go spend the rest of my days on a nice cushy island. I don't know. I still think I'd rather work for Cyberdine. But
Cyberdine, you would be absolutely innocent because you wouldn't know it went off the rails.
True, because even the guy who created it in Judgment Day, they go to his house and he's got like a wife and kids and everything, and even he's like, they tell him, look, what you did is going to lead to Judgment Day, the whole event thing, and he's like, I don't want to show him. And when he looks at it and runs the numbers, he's like, oh, holy cow, you're right, I'll fix it. And then that's when everything goes crazy. But yeah, so like you're absolutely right. Even like the higher up dude there had no idea that it was fixing to go off the rail. Which I guess that would be a good thing too. Like your conscience is kind of clear. But I still think if you're a low enough umbrella patient, then you wouldn't know either because.
Well, no, you'd be like those poor people in the movies, where you just happen to get exposed to the virus and then.
Yeah, because in the movie, like everyone in that building and laboratory was just gonzo. Yeah.
But then again, at least with Umbrella, there's not nuclear warfare.
It's fair.
Just saying.
That's fair.
Raccoon City gets nuked. That's it. Nothing else happened. And I mean, what are the odds? Unless you're out looking for more Umbrella crap. I mean, at this point, Umbrella's destroyed, right?
Yes.
Everybody knows an Umbrella's pieces of crap. All right. You got that already cleared up. Umbrella's no more. What was that other one in 5? That was a subsidiary.
Oh, Trigen?
Trigen.
Yeah.
Or Tricell.
Tricell,
which was Umbrella. I mean, you're going to have little companies like that were like contingencies of a backup.
Right.
But the odds of you having to be in one of the areas that these people are going to be like, oh, well, New Jersey looks pretty neat. Let's infect it next. The odds of you running into something like that. But you got Cyberdine, who once their robots show up everywhere, you're not getting away from that. You got to look at it this way. Skynet's global. Umbrella is localized. So I still feel like Umbrella has a better survival rate given the way that the games portray. Now, if we go off movies, yeah, 100% going to go Skynet.
Yeah.
Like I'll work for Cyberdine 100%. But I'm feeling like if we go off the game, then Umbrella's like the better place to work at.
Like I said, I would take Umbrella, but it would be strictly location. And
location.
That's just it. Because even like you said, even in the Raccoon City thing, most of them in that lab did not survive. Because that's my thing. I can't shake the image. Because there's that one scene in the movie, in the first movie, and I know again we can't go by the movies. We're going strictly by the games. But in the first movie, because there is that place where, again, where I work at a data, and I've worked at several data entry call center type places, there's that room where it kind of looks very
cubicle-y,
like cubicles, and like it looks like places I've worked before. So I'm like, that's where I would be at. And that place, you've got people with pictures of their family and kids, and they're all turned and zomboed, and I'm just like, there's my future if I worked for Umbrella. But I see what you're saying. If you take it away from movies, or even take it away from Raccoon City, you could work in like a small town gig, like a branch. Because like, again, to be fair, like a lot of the places I've worked, not going to say names, but a lot of the call centers and data entry places I've worked are contracts for bigger companies that are stationed in other places, right?
Right.
I've worked for places that even have their contractors are overseas. The main branch is overseas, and we are just like one location out of many that just handles phone calls. We literally just handle phone calls or just type stuff. So I can see, like, if I did that for Umbrella, if I was like the Kentucky branch of Umbrella that literally I just handle the phone calls and documents in, yeah, then that wouldn't be so bad, because then I'm never really going to know. I'm going to hear about it on the news like, crap, man, I used to work for those guys, you know, or man, I'm going to be asking for a raise next week. But
I've always been like, I'm terrified of zombies. But as far as like Terminator movies, like, just thinking that,
don't get me wrong, yeah, the thing is,
you're going to be,
robots are way harder. AI is way harder to fight than
you got
a zombie.
I mean, there's a few flying zombies, but Skynet's got pure out jets made.
What's what I'm saying?
With scanners.
And I agree. Like I said, that's why I've always had a mistrust of the whole AI and robot thing, is because you are fighting a more intelligent predator. I've always said, when everybody always said, like, apocalypse scenarios, where you've got aliens, robots, zombies, that kind of big three. Yeah, that kind of big three. I've always said aliens and robots would be worse because it is a more intelligent opponent. It's harder for us to fight something that has equal or superior intelligence to us. And with zombies or The Walking Dead, the thing is, you're pretty much the more superior species. And the thing is, I'm not physically capable, but I feel like I'm a bit more mentally and strategically capable in some of these scenarios. Whereas with like a robot or aliens, I don't have that much of a leg up on them, physically or intelligently. So, you know, you got a point.
And
if we base it,
this went way off farther than I thought it was going to. I thought it was just going to be a.
But it's fascinating. This is the kind of in-depth conversations you got to have. This is what I wanted. This is what we wanted out of these questions. But I think you have convinced me to go with Umbrella.
Man, I wasn't trying to convince you per se, but I was.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I wouldn't even say I was arguing your points. I was just showing you points that would kind of make it a little bit.
Make a more educated answer. And with the more educated answer, with more knowledge and light shined on the matter, I probably would work for Umbrella. Dang it, I can't believe I'm saying it. Because it is so hard to take away what you know.
Even if I was a higher up working in an Umbrella or that, I still think I'd rather work for Umbrella. At least I know I can control what I'm doing there. Because half the stuff Umbrella makes was controlled in some way, shape, or form.
True, and to be fair, half the stuff... The thing is that you kind of... With Umbrella, too, even though it always goes wrong in the movies and games, the fact is the knowledge is still there that 9 out of 10 of the things they make has some sort of fail-safe in protocol.
The big guy, the higher-ups, like Wesker never had one single... Like, he got killed in one... I do a lot of air quotes. He got killed in one by the Titan. Or what are they called? Not Titan.
Well, Titans are... there's the Titan, there's Nemesis.
It's like Nemesis, but I can't remember what they call it.
It's probably the Titan.
It's not Titan.
And then there's Mr. something.
Mr. X is in 2.
Mr. X.
God. Keep talking. I'm going to look this up.
Because there was a... Mr. X is in 2, but I thought Mr. X was a Titan, to be fair. And then Nemesis. And then... Like I said, I know some of the other, like... big boss type people. Obviously in 5 you had the chieftain dude, and then you had Salazar, or not 4. You had the chieftain, you had Salazar, you had
Tyrant is what killed Wesker. But Wesker was already infected with the T virus, but he was a compatible host to it, which is why he had no ill effect. Now, when he put the Ouroboros thing,
Oh yeah.
then he started having issues.
Yeah.
But that was only whenever.
And they usually do have like some kind of antidote stored away somewhere. It's usually most of the games is like, oh, so and so's got the antidote, or they got the antibodies. You can get the antidote, cool it in this, and then take it to sub-level B and turn it into this to create the antidote. So at least there is usually something there. And then again, a lot of them have like self-destruct sequences and all this stuff set up in all of their sites. So I mean, there is backup.
Either or.
But I like it. I've enjoyed this. We're going to have to do this again soon. We'll each come up with questions.
Well, your turn to come up with the next 5.
Okay. Next episode of this, Would You Rathers, I'll come up with 5 more. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. It's a fun little experiment we decided to try. I had fun. It was very exciting. It was intense, but now it's your all's turn. Answer the questions below.
And we'll put them in the description down there.
Yeah. We'll put the list of questions in the description and answer in the comments below. Let us know your thoughts.
Let us know if I'm wrong in the way I think about.
Yeah, or me.
Umbrella.
I mean, either of us. Let me know if you think I'm wrong.
These are all opinions, so there's technically no wrong answer.
Better
but
than
still,
the blackbird.
I mean, I'm still pretty sure that the Batwing could take the blackbird out.
Probably, but it looks cool.
It's
so does the Batwing.
SR-71 fighter jet, I guess is what it's called. I don't remember.
It looks cool.
It does look cool. Still pretty sure Charles stole it, but
well, probably. If you in the movie universe, they do straight up steal it out of like a military hangar. Point is, we've had fun, and hope you guys did too. Be sure to comment, like, subscribe, share the video with your friends, and as always, enjoy. And also, remember to wear your mask, little heroes.